This is the Mad Church Disease Podcast with your host, MarcellusMcMillian. They don't rest, so neither do we. Sit back and listen or call the show. And now, here's your host, MarcellusMcMillian.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so very much for joining me for the Mad Church Disease Podcast on today. What's the song go? Mama may have and Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. Hey, everybody, and welcome to today's podcast. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me turn on this other button so I can hear myself, so I get a little bit of stuff so I can hear myself think here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mad Church Disease Podcast. I believe we're on, day number 3 or 4 straight, right? So welcome you guys to the podcast. I am so grateful and thankful and humble that you are joining me on this particular program. I am your humble host and servant, MarcellusMcMillian, and I am thankful that you are joining me on today. If this is the first time that you are joining the Mad Church Disease Podcast, the Mad Church Disease Podcast is a podcast that talks celebrity news, anything trending topics, church related news. We have a lot of church related stuff right now. And of course, we're going to be doing some upcoming interviews and a whole bunch of stuff. So this channel is all about trending topics and food for thought. We like to give you some things to think about, to make you go, to maybe reevaluate some things. And if you are here and you like the content, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate that. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure that you follow the channel, and also hit the like button and the bell notification, or all notifications over there on Facebook, so that you will be notified each time that I go live. Starting next week, you should be able to, I'm going to have a text number, and you guys will be able to text your phone number to this particular number, and it will send you a text message anytime I'm about to go live. And so we will give you guys that information coming up here soon. And so I want to shout out all 112 of you that are watching me right now. 115, thank you so very much. And please make sure that you hit the like button. This is a actual topic that this particular subject today, I just know of this gentleman through passing through social media. So I'm going to really rely heavily on your comments, and I'm going to rely heavily on your phone calls today, because I'm not really too concerned about this brother. But we got some stuff to carry over from our yesterday show that I need to talk about. I thought I was done, but this Carry On saga just keeps continuing, and I'm going to give you guys some information about that. Hey, Jen, I'm so glad that you're here. Shout out to all of the awesome moderators that are in the chat, and I am going to relax because I am not going to rush myself on today. Okay, so Jacqueline Vines, thank you so very much for your love and support. I appreciate it. He's been so good. Thank you. Dr. Natasha, thank you. Clarissa Pearson, Wonder Word, thank you. Gracefully Blessed, thank you so much. Inez, thank you so very much. Thank you, Inez, for the membership, by the way. Thank you so very much. I don't know if I've said that, but I just want to make sure I point that out, as well as to you, Wonder Word. Thank you so much. Moni No Love, who is a member. She's a longtime member here with me. Love you much. Lynn Pearson. Let me see. Nicole, thank you. Claudia, Annette, Nora Wood. Thank you guys. Everybody who's joining me on today. Thank you guys so much. There is my niece again. Hey, what? Look at you. My niece is here. Tashana, thank you so very much. Love, love, love you. And my great niece, who is Nyla. This is Nyla's mother, so I'm very, very grateful for you. My goodness, who is this? This person says Dylan. Dylan, so glad that you're here with us. Butterfly, so much. All right. Everybody, Christy Styles. Thank you, Christy, for joining me over there on Facebook. Please make sure you give me some thumbs up and some hearts over there. It just helps. Cami, hello. Tasha, just everybody all in the chat. You all are representing today. I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. Okay, with that being said, let me go ahead and get into today's topic because I don't want to keep you guys too long, and I also want to open up the phone lines early so you guys will be able to sound off. And hey, Keisha, glad to see you here as well. And you guys will be able to sound off. But I have to go. Well, there's a couple of things I need to tell you guys first. First thing is, you guys know that I took some time off because I have been tremendously overworking myself with this YouTube stuff. I am very grateful for the YouTube situation, because the YouTube situation and the COVID situation helped me to really put some things in place so that I could really move forward on doing the social media stuff and so forth. And because of your Cash Apps and because of your support, I'm looking now to hire a video editor to pretty much edit my content down. So we'll be adding more content to the channel, and we'll also be starting a backup channel. Now, my backup channel will be my channel that I use to talk about whatever I want to. That'll be the channel that I do all my personal vlogs when I'm in the house. And so I can, when I'm laying in the bed and I want to talk to y'all, I'll put all of those little videos up, and those stuff will be on my backup channel. All right. So the people who are ride or die, y'all will be over there in the backup, and we'll be able to have our full-fledged personal conversations and so forth. And I'll be able to do some things in the private membership group and all of that stuff as well. So thank y'all so very much. Yes, I am yours truly. Yes, I am yours truly. I have come back from my vacation. I'm showing up and I'm showing out. And let me tell y'all something. And speaking of master of craft, I don't even really consider myself a master of craft. I'm just somebody who's over here talking, right? But a lot of people seem to really get intimidated by the little old work that I do. And we're going to talk about something that happened to me last night on these social media streets. So y'all just wait for that in just a second. I'm going to get to it. But thank y'all so very much for your support. Also, there was something else that I wanted to tell you guys. Thank y'all for being so patient, especially those of you who have bought a membership. I know I haven't really done any private videos just for members only, but that stuff is coming up. And so you guys be getting ready for that. And I've been working on the other stuff, but right now I'm trying to set the stuff together for the video editor. And so I've been working on that today, and I'll probably try to get done with that by the end of the week. And then we're going to hire a part-time social media person who's going to pretty much take over all of the posting and all of that stuff to kind of help us increase our engagement and all of our stuff on social media so we can expand. Congratulations is in order to the Mad Church Disease Facebook page. We have reached almost 7,000 followers over there. And I want to thank everybody on Facebook. If you guys can hit the like and the share button, and make sure that you guys share. When I ask you guys to share the program, it's free. It doesn't cost me anything. When you share it, I don't have to go to Facebook and pay for Facebook or YouTube to share it. You guys help me expand the influence of the show. So thank you so very much. And if you guys can continue to do that, I would really like to hit about 10,000 followers over there on Facebook within the next couple of weeks, because we are most certainly on our way there. And I'm telling you, it really took me by surprise. I had no idea that the Facebook channel was, the Facebook page was taking off the way that it did. And so I just thank all of you, especially those of you on Facebook and that watch me and support and give me the thumbs up and the likes and the hearts and the love over there. I really, really, really do appreciate it. So thank you. So let me just say, last night, and please hit the like button so I don't have to stop and ask y'all to do it, by the way, because that way I can stay focused and I don't get distracted. Let me go over here and make sure y'all have done it. I've got almost 100, almost 200 of y'all in here right now. So please give me at least 75 to 100 likes so I don't have to stop. And it just helps because YouTube be treating a brother bad sometime, and I have to really say some stuff. YouTube be treating a brother bad at times. So please hit the like button. Let me see what's over here. All right. So I got about 142 of you over there on Facebook who are watching, and some others, I'm sorry, on YouTube that are watching. So please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. All right. We got about 74, 75 likes over there. So if you guys can hit the X and go out and and hit the like button if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, please hit the follow button and share the program. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Congratulations to all of you, because you guys are the ones that are making it happen. So this is like our little community and our little talk. So we get to have our little conversations over here. So let me tell you what happened to me last night. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I get tickled by my own story and I ain't even told it yet. Okay. So last night, on social media, Carrion Franklin decided that he was going to go live on his Instagram. If you saw it last night, put a 1 in the chat. If you saw the interview with Carrion on Instagram, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know you saw it. If you didn't see it, put a 2 in the chat. So 1 if you saw it, put a 2 in the chat if you did not see it. So type a 1 if you saw it, a 2 if you didn't see it. Okay. And the only reason why I'm asking this is because I've got to tell you something that's funny that happened to me last night. So type a 1 if you saw it, put a 2 if you didn't see it. So most of you, so Cassandra saw it and most of you did not see it. Okay. It is out on social media. I don't have a link for you guys today. I'll put it in the A-team. Oh, wow. A lot of y'all didn't see it. Holy moly. Okay. I got a story to tell you. Okay. Most of y'all didn't see it. Okay. Shoot. Oh, man. Well, that wasn't Larry Reed's live. That was actually Carrion's live. But last night, the one Carrion actually started his own live from his Instagram account. I think Larry replayed it on his platform, but we'll get to Larry in just a second. Y'all wait till y'all hear this foolishness. Okay. I'm tickled myself because people are something else. Okay, let me tell y'all what happened to me last night. So I see that Carrion is live and he's live on Instagram. So I'm like, oh, let me go over to my Instagram account and I'm going to watch the Instagram. And if you sign up for the 18 Facebook group, I'll put a link in there and y'all could just watch it from the 18 Facebook, the private group that we have on Facebook. Now, to help you out, Daryl smokes cigars. My nickname is Pooh Bear, and Kimberly's dog is named Boy. Now, I didn't give you all the answers to the questions, so you ain't got no reason to miss the answers to the questions. So if you don't get the questions right, it's all your fault. Because we like to make sure that the people coming into the group at least watch the show. So I done gave you the answers to the questions. Okay, but anyway, so here's what happened. So last night, Carrion goes live. And let me just tell y'all something. I am convinced after that live that Carrion has some mental problems. Let me just say that. I am convinced he has mental issues. The way that he talked last night to Larry and the way he conducted himself last night, I was like, oh yeah, he is really got some problems going on. Either he done smoked some bad stuff and then went on a trip and mentally, but yes, something is most certainly off with Carrion, period, point blank. You can get mad at me for saying it. You can say whatever you want to say. Carrion's got some mental problems, period. So what happened is last night, Larry Reed, Carrion goes live on his Instagram. And of course, Larry Reed sends Carrion a message or thing to say, let me come up on screen with you. And so Carrion brings Larry Reed onto the screen with him. Now, let me just say this, because people just don't understand. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Larry. Now, I dislike some of the things that he does and says, but I don't hate that man. And I wish people would stop trying to make me hate him or something. Now, Daryl, on the other hand, is a totally different story. If Daryl see Larry on the street, they probably gonna fist fight. It's gonna be a totally different situation. Me, on the other hand, I don't really think about Larry and all of that much. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really think about it. Now, I commend Larry for the work that he does, out here in these social media streets, whatever, because we all out here doing whatever we're doing. Just like I commend Jives, I commend everybody, right? Even though I don't have to like you, I know how to be respectful of everyone's work, unlike other people, right? So here's the situation. So last night, Carrion comes on live and he's talking to Larry about his father, and he's he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. He's crazy as a jitterbug. I just want to let y'all know. And at one point in the conversation, Larry, gives him the middle finger because he's like talking crap to Larry, right? So Larry gives him the middle finger. And so then he says to Larry, he says, "Is that your middle finger?" And he was like, "Well, yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, well, your middle finger looks like a sausage." And so he has this thing where they're just going back and he's picking on Larry for his size of his fingers, right? But in the midst of this conversation, Larry calls Carry On a nigga. He calls him the N-word, right? And when he calls him the N-word, Carry On gets really upset. And he says, "Oh, don't call me that. Don't call me that. My father calls me that, blah, blah, blah." And so Larry's like, "Okay, that's like a trigger for you." And so he's like, bow down into, Carry On in this whole situation, right? So listen, I'm watching this. Now, let me tell you how I started watching it. When I got the ping that Carry On was live on Instagram, I thought it was Larry's account. So the only place I follow Larry Reid still to this day is on my Instagram account. So I went to Instagram and I actually logged into Larry Reid's live, because if Larry is live and he just so happens to be with somebody else on their channel, it will actually, you can see it. And yeah, he called Larry weird. I mean, they just had the craziest banter between the two of them. It was hilarious, right? And it just showed you that Carry On's got some problems. So I log into Larry's live, and when you log in on Instagram, your name pops up. Now, my name ain't popped up on nothing that Larry has done in at least 2 years or so, maybe 2.5 years. So I'm sure he was a little surprised, because I could tell when my name came up and he was looking, he kind of looked for a second, and then and I was in there for like a little hot minute, and I just got so tickled because I was in his Instagram, because I never log into anything that he does. What does Larry not have any control over? Nobody said Larry had control over anything. Isaiah, I don't know what you're talking about. You might need to clarify your statement, because I don't know what Larry doesn't have any control over. But anyway, so when you log in to the Instagram, it'll show your name. So I thought it was just hilarious. So I log in and I start watching it. And then when I realized that it was actually Carry On's Instagram live, then I logged out of Larry Reid. So I logged out of Larry Reid's live, and then I went to another well-known vlogger on the internet. Now, this is where this story gets really interesting for me, right? So last night I logged on to this popular internet guy's live, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't give nobody no free press, because don't nobody give me none. So yeah, I know he doesn't have any control over the interview. You're right, Isaiah. You're correct. You're correct. You're right. I don't deny that. So I go over to this other vlogger's live. He's playing Carry On and Larry on his live show. So he's showing it and simulcasting it at the same time that he's live on his YouTube channel. So once he gets off of his YouTube channel, now, mind you, I'm in the guy's chat just talking. And see, here's the funny thing about me. I don't have to like you in order to give you credit or say something nice about the work that you do or whatever you're doing. I don't hate on other people like that. That's not who I am. Now, you might think I'm a hater just because I highlight some inconsistencies in people's statements and some crazy stuff that people say. You might not like me for doing that, but I'm going to continue to do that. And I mean, that's your personal problem, right? So I get in the chat, and immediately, as soon as I get in the chat, some people just go after me. When I say they go after me, they go after me. They started insulting me. They started calling me names. Oh, you have one of, what did God tell me? He said I had what did he tell me I had? He said, "Oh, you got that weak, inferior YouTube channel." I mean, they just went after me. When I say they went after me, they went after me, right? So I'm tickled. At this point, I'm just laughing. And one of the people ended up getting thrown out of the chat because he just went ham on me. I didn't even know the man. I was like, "What's going on here? This is weird." Like, I was like, "What is this?" So one guy, he's just going off on me. Then comes another dude. He going off on me. I'm like, dude, all I'm doing is commenting about the interview. Now, here's the funny thing. I didn't even say anything negative about Larry. I was just commenting on the fact that Carry On is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But they're concentrating on attacking me and attacking the Mad Church Disease platform. And they said, oh, my YouTube channel sucked. I mean, they just had all kind of stuff. And I'm like, but you over here watching, and I know you in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point? Why are you insulting me when all I'm doing is trying to comment on the video that we're all watching, right? So I'm cracking up. And you can see right now, I'm still cracking up. So I'm like, this is some funny stuff. But one of the things that happened on this vlogger's program last night, because he takes live calls as well. So after the Larry interview went off with Carry On and stuff, the guy was going to take calls. Now I was going to call into the show, but here's why I didn't call into the show. I'm still laughing. There was a caller who called into the program. And now this ain't what I said. I didn't say it. I didn't call into the program. I didn't type it into the chat. I didn't say none of this. So the lady gets on the program and she says to the host, she says, well, I wish you stopped calling him Dr. Larry Reed because he's not a doctor and his degree is fake and da-da-da. That's what the lady said, right? Oh my goodness. What that lady say that for? The vlogger got mad at the woman and for saying that the Larry's degrees was fake, right? And the vlogger says, oh, well, we're going to call him Dr. Larry Reed because he put himself out there like Dr. Larry Reed. And it's just like Dr. Dre puts himself out there like Dr. Dre. So we're going to call him Doctor. And at that point, I realized, I said, oh, this ain't the kind of show that I want to call into because I think you need to be able to use your brain. And when I talk to people, I like to have, a rational conversation and rational thought. So when people say things like, oh, we just going to call him this, even though we know it ain't true, and because it's like Dr. Dre, I said, oh, well, then this ain't, this ain't the show for me. I said, I don't need to call it here. I said, these people on this here YouTube streets is crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm not even going to comment anymore. So I just stopped commenting. I didn't call anybody. I didn't do any of that, right? So I just watching and listening at this point because I had just decided, okay, I'm done. So I log off of the program and I am tickled to this day. Like you see right now, I am cracking up because people are so funny. Now, let me tell you why I'm laughing too, because some of these vloggers think they slick. This particular vlogger works very closely with Tasha K. Tasha K is very good friends with Larry Reed. So this particular vlogger and all of them work together. And because they all work together, I guess they've made some sort of pact that they can't disagree with each other or they can't say anything, quote unquote, negative about each other. And so they go after other vloggers, and they do, everybody's bidding, right? So they go after each other. And I just think it is the funniest thing because it is so obvious what they're doing. And it's so funny. But most people in the YouTube world, they don't know that that's what these people are doing, right? And so it's super duper funny. And I just think it's hilarious. Now, in the interview with Carry On, John P. Key, the gospel singer, comes up into the Instagram and he says hello to Carry On. And Carry On gets really happy that that John P. Key is in the chat. And he makes a statement. He's like, oh, well, John is really cool, because he said, man, people used to be really scared of John backstage at the Stellar Awards because John has always been so real. Well, first of all, John is from North Carolina. So am I from North Carolina. So is Daryl from North Carolina. And most North Carolinian people are really like, what you see is what you get. And at the time when I was a younger guy, let me just tell y'all this. When I was assisting, I guess you guys would call me the armor bearer at that time. When I was about 15 years old, our pastor's name was Paul. and his daughter was actually dating John P. Key's drummer. And see, this is why I say you guys got to be careful who you're talking to and who you're talking about, because you never know who knows who, right? That's why I say be careful. And I'm not going to put his name out here, and I ain't going to put her name out here. But I've had interactions with John, and John did concerts at our church and so forth. So it's just really interesting to me how, people say certain things about people. First of all, John is, and I have a family member who sings with John too, but I'm going to keep that quiet too. Don't nobody know that. Shh, shh, shh. That's a secret between us and the Mad Church Disease family. People don't know that. Okay, so let me get back here. You didn't hear that from me. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so anyway, so the funny thing is when people start talking about, certain people, it's just so funny to me, and I get a real kick out of it, right? And so I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing, and I just listen to his response. But John P. Key has always been, he's always been John, and John is John, and you're not gonna, he's just gonna talk about whatever he wants to talk to, because he's been in the industry for so long. He can do and say things that a lot of other people can't do and say. And plus, John had a multi-million-dollar contract way back in the day. So I'm quite sure with all of the other records that he put out after then, because his contract was huge way back in the day, but that's a whole nother matter. But anyway, it was just interesting to see that dynamic. And I wanted to tell y'all that story because these vloggers out here are something else, boy. And they really do need to stop trying to beat up on each other. Listen, there is enough room out here for everybody. There is enough room out here for people to, create their YouTube channels, build their following, talk about whatever it is they want to talk about. You guys need to understand. I think they said, I forget how many millions of videos are uploaded every minute on YouTube. There are millions of videos uploaded every minute, guys. So if you're of this impression that, you got to, get all you can and can all you can get and dare anybody to get near your can, please just don't waste your time. Just do your work, put in your effort, do the best that you can, and be done with it. If I don't ever get to 1 million followers, if I don't ever get to 100,000 followers, it is what it is. I don't do this for what I do this, first of all, because it's really cathartic for me, because I get to come out here and vent and say the stuff that I want to say. Plus, I also get to help people think about some things differently and change it. And yes, Betty, we all do this for clicks and views. So, and wait, let me just say this. Where's Betty's comment? This is another thing I don't like. You hear a bunch of YouTubers go, the only reason why you're doing this is for clicks, likes, and views. Duh. That's the only reason anybody is on YouTube, is for clicks, likes, and views. So I don't look bad at it, because don't y'all hear me say, please click the like button? And I'm hoping y'all watch the programs. So it just cracks me up when people go, oh, the only reason why people do this is for clicks, likes. Look, everybody on YouTube is doing everything for clicks, likes, and views. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. And Betty, you are absolutely right, and I love you and appreciate you, and thank you so much for pointing that out, because we all do it for clicks, likes, and views. Just know. Hey, Roxanne, and I hope you're feeling better. Hey, Roxanne, hope you're doing well. Love you. Thank you so much for your support. Roxanne is always supporting me too. I love Roxanne. Thank you. Moon said it's 500 hours a minute or something. Yeah, it's a lot. I know it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot, but everybody wants you to like their program and watch their content, and hopefully you find their content engaging and you appreciate the content, etc. Same with me. I'm no different. I want you guys to click the video. I want y'all to like the video. By the way, I only have 74 likes, and I've got almost 330 of you watching me. So can you please hit the X button on the live chat and go out, and please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I have almost 300 of you on YouTube alone. So can you please hit the like button? I would really appreciate it. It would be, and I'm just here talking because I think the stuff is funny. But anyway, today our subject matter is this particular gentleman. Hold on, let me get him on the screen here. His name is Derrick Jaxn, and we're going to talk about this guy here in just a minute. And the only reason why I'm talking about him today, guys, is because of John Gray, because him and John Gray had an exchange. And while I'm pulling up this, let me get my let me get my comments between him and John Gray. I need to get it up get it up there so you guys can see it. Hold on, let me make sure. I think it's this one. Him and John Gray had a little exchange that I thought was funny, very, very funny. And I would definitely wanted to tell you guys. Hold on. I'm pulling up some stuff here while I'm talking to y'all. So talk amongst yourselves. Lord of mercy, this is so funny, you guys. I've been tickled all night. Ever since last night, I've been busting up laughing because people really think they be going after me, and I just be getting. Man, let me tell you something. I be laughing my butt off. Hey, Lexus driver, thank you for joining me. What's up? Man, that's so funny. People really be thinking they hurt my little old feelings, and I be laughing. Be like, y'all crazy. All right, hey, Mary from Alabama, thank you so much for joining me, Mary. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. So this Derrick Jaxn guy, the first thing that I want to say, and I don't have a lot to say about this because you guys probably know more about this story than I do, because I don't really be following these people. No, you didn't really miss anything. Cassandra, let me just tell you. Basically, Carry On was just talking about his father. He was double talking. The same thing that he's been doing for the last several weeks. He was double talking. He lives in California, which ain't gonna help him because there's some nutbags out here, and one nutbag meets another nutbag. You got all sorts of nutbags. But he lives in California. He used to work at the Beverly Hills Arts Center or something, and I think he got fired or he quit or something. I mean, it was a worthless interview. Larry tried to get information from him, but every time Larry tried to get information from him, Carry On sort of snapped back at Larry. And the other thing that I saw too, Carry On is just disrespectful, and he needs to learn how to respect his elders. I don't care if you're a 30-year-old man. You need to learn how to respect elder people. You don't speak to grown-ups like that. He was talking to Larry like him and Larry was bosom buddies. And I mean, he just, because he snapped on Larry at one point, was like, hey, don't say that to me. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this interview is gonna go nowhere. And to tell you the truth, you're not gonna know any more today than what you knew yesterday and the day before, because like I said, Carry On is crazy. And I mean what I say, he's crazy. He needs to go to the 5th floor at the hospital. Go to the 5th floor. Somebody need to be with him on the elevator so he'll know what number to push, because I kind of feel like he might get confused and end up in the basement somewhere, down in where they do the laundry and stuff, and he might be trying to climb into one of the dryers or the washing machine. I just really think, I know crazy. I know crazy when I see it, and he needs some help. And there's a reason why they've been taking him to a counselor and a psychiatrist since he was 15 years old. But that's a whole nother matter. All I can tell you is, if you ever meet Carry On in person and he's walking towards you, you better start singing the theme song to Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. Wait a minute. Oh God. Wait a minute. You better start singing. Oh Lord. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me get myself together. Oh, Father and God. Oh Lord. You better start singing. You better start singing. Cause that boy, he ain't wrapped too tight. His elevator don't go to the top floor. He's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. His oven don't get to 350 degrees. Oh my God. You're not going to tell me. Let me tell you something. You're not going to tell me something ain't wrong with that young man. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him. Because let me tell you something. Now he doesn't come out here trying to fool everybody and act like he's a sane individual. That boy is just as crazy as he can be. And honestly, when I saw that the interview wasn't going to go anywhere, I just really stopped paying any attention because it was just foolishness to me. The whole thing is just foolishness to me. But you better start singing the Golden Girls theme song if you see him coming to you, and cross the street at the same time. Just start crossing the street. Just go on and move on over to the other side because you is in for some mess. Okay, so that was just a situation, and I only brought that up because of the commenter wanted to know what happened. Nothing happened, ma'am. You don't know anymore. God, I'm gonna crack my own self up. You don't know any more today than what you knew yesterday, as far as I'm concerned. You guys just need to go watch it, and we'll put it in the Facebook group, or I'll find a link and put it on the Mad Church Disease Facebook page, and y'all can go there and watch it. I'm sorry, I didn't even think it was worth putting up anywhere, to tell y'all the truth, because it's just a waste of time and energy as far as I'm concerned. So I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for laughing so much, y'all, but that was funny for me. Oh Lord, J Nation, I didn't even see that. So that other dude that talked like he was high as a kite was on there afterwards, huh? Well, J Nation, do we know any more information than what we knew yesterday or the day before? Because the last I checked, all of them just saying the same stuff. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just had to leave. I ain't lying, Cassandra. I had to go. Because I was like, look here, dude, you're a whole grown man, and you live in California, and you up here talking about how much you love the beach. You know what I'm saying, dude? And you're able to do whatever you're doing. I don't know if he's still in the boarding house. Oh Lord. Was she male or female? I mean, was it male or female? Because the guy that put the tape out was a dude. Are you talking about that slow dude? Oh Lord have mercy, Jesus. Father and the God, I'm sorry. This done tickled me so. I'm so sorry. J Nation, I'm sorry, man. Oh, he's a boyfriend scorn. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. And so now he's trying to say that his father molested him, but he can't show you no proof. Y'all know, Jazzy Carey, you know I'm crazy. You know I be cracking up. I don't take none of this stuff too serious. People be, except for when you steal money from people and, be messing around with little kids and stuff, then I have to go off. This is a mess. Oh my God, this is a whole mess. That's why I said I didn't even want to talk about him no more, because he's just worthless. The whole thing is just worthless. I'm gonna open up the phone lines to y'all once I get to this other story real quick. Let me get done with this. We'll come back to this in a second. Let me just get this out of the way. This idiot right here, this guy's name is Derrick Jaxn. He's supposed to be a relationship guru. He's been all over the internet for years, giving relationship advice to women on, how to keep a man, how to know if a man wants you, don't want you, blah, 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 blah. When John Gray got into his entanglements, and I say entanglements, plural, it wasn't just one entanglement. This Derrick Jaxn guy made some comments about John Gray. And so the other day when Derrick Jaxn got into his entanglement, John Gray decided that he would clap back. Now, I want to tell you something. First of all, John Gray is super, 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 super petty. When I say he's super, super, super petty, he's super petty. And for him to be going after this man right now, I just thought it was really funny. But anyway, I wanted you guys to see what the comment was. Here's what he said to the dude. He says, and if you can't see it, I'm going to read it to you. He says, "Hey, Derrick." Wait a minute. He says, "Hey, Derrick, you remember when I responded to your words about me? Remember when I posted videos about you? Oh, neither do I. To be clear, I've slept with only one woman in my life." Now, come on, John Gray. Come on, John. You still holding on to this whole lie? You got these women out here that clearly came out and clearly said what you was doing with them, allegedly. But come on, John, you're gonna still be sitting up here talking about you only slept with one woman. Who's believing that? Nobody's believing that, dude. I'm just saying, nobody's believing that. So just knock it off. So, but here's what he says. He says, I've only slept with one woman in my life, my wife, but that does not absolve me of the wrong I did do. Okay. All right, John. John is a whole mess. Any interaction or communication with anyone was wrong. My failures are mine, and I have gone through and continue to go through counseling to address the vast empty places that led me to the behavior that is oh Lord, I can't even get the word out. Antithetical to how I was raised and what I believe. I couldn't even get that word out. That's what happens when you have all your teeth in your mouth. Lord help me. I need to drink some water. Hold on. He said, from what I was raised and what I believe, I've learned. Well, I need my glasses. I've learned in life that everyone gets a turn. When it was mine, I didn't. What is he trying to say? What is the word there? I can't even get the word out. He said, I'm going to say he didn't something is wrong by addressing what I knew about others. I kept others' name out of my mouth. Maybe it was wise to do the same. What the hell is that word now? And I read a lot and I don't even recognize that word. Is that a real word in the English language? Let me see what this word is. Y'all know I'm a perfectionist. Wait a minute. What the hell? Hold on. I'm doing this live on my show. Yes, because I can't be out. I have to know. It's just one of those things with me. I have an obsessive disorder. Okay, let me see what this is. What is it? What's this word? Say it again, please. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. I guess it's offuscate. Whatever. I'll come back to it. that word got me stuck. I hate when that happens. Okay. Anyway, he's saying that he addressed his issue, which I don't believe. Obfuscate. That's the word. Obfuscate. Okay. Obfuscate. But wait a minute. Okay. All right. So the B is silent. Obfuscate. That's what the word is, ladies and gentlemen, according to dictionary.com. Because I told y'all I'm a perfectionist. All right. And even when I'm reading a book, I swear to God, you guys, if I get, yes, obfuscate. Yes, Cheryl. Even when I'm reading a book or something like that stumps me, because I read a whole lot, I'm just like, I will literally pull out the dictionary. I just have to do that. And I'm old school like that because that's the way my mother raised us. And we have to sound out the word. But actually, according to the dictionary, listen to the dictionary.com. This is dictionary.com. Obfuscate. That's how the word is pronounced. Obfuscate. I'm just saying. Okay, anyway, move on. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So this is Derrick Jaxn. So him and his wife come out with this whole video where he's supposed to be apologizing about, any wrongdoing. And he's also claiming that he didn't sleep with any of these girls either. Now, here's the thing about this that kills me. First of all, I want y'all to look at how she's looking at him. And what y'all need to do is go back to when he first started talking, how he looked at her and she looked at him in the very, very beginning. Because the way that she looked at him in the very, very beginning, it honestly looked like she had one of those looks like Negro please looks, right? But then they hold her hand and they hold hands and they do this. And I've seen a lot of you guys complaining, talking about, well, did she not know that she was going to go on live because she looked a little bit homely? Well, be that as it may, I don't think her homely look is as bad as I think what her mental disorder is. Because I think this lady is also suffering from something. And here's what I realize, and I'm dead serious. let me tell you why I think this lady's suffering from something. I have been all over her Instagram account. When I say all over her Instagram account, I mean I went down almost every post on Instagram. This lady got scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture. Then she came out with a video and she said, well, the only person that can fix her husband is Jesus and all of this stuff. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, yeah, but while Jesus is fixing him, you don't need to be suffering and going through all of this foolishness. And she had all of these scriptures. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, this lady got some problems here. And apparently him and her, I guess, have been dating since they were kids. But this is what people don't understand. And I've often said this over here on this platform. And you guys have heard me say this like a million times. Most people are only as faithful as their options. The more options they get, the least faithful they become. If you have not made a decision in your life about who you are and who you're going to be and have that information concrete before money comes into your life and you get a little bit of money, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fall and you're going to make great big old mistakes. And Lily, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I think that is the question. Who says that he wants to be fixed? And James says scriptures are taken out of context as if it was some kind of spell book. Absolutely. And it really baffled me when I looked at some of these comments and some of the things that the lady was saying. I was like, this lady is she's ill. And honestly, I keep saying this on this channel. It's almost like when mental illness meets the Bible, the only thing that you can think to do is to put a scripture on top of everything, right? You got a scripture on top of everything. And to me, it just doesn't make any sense. And this woman is one of those persons. I just happen to tell you this, and I definitely want to tell y'all this. I don't know what's up with all y'all trying to get y'all love advice from people off of the internet in the first place. That's number one. I'm sort of old school in that area. I think that, you ought to be able to have an older couple that have been married for some time, that you should be able to go and sit with and ask advice and get, understanding and counsel from them. I don't look for that kind of information from people on the internet. And there's so many relationship gurus out here. But I knew y'all was going to, and I'm saying y'all, not you in particular, if the shoe fits, wear it. But I knew some people were going to be problems when you guys let Steve Harvey become a relationship expert. When he came out with this book, Think Like a Man, what was it? Act Like a Man, Think Like a Woman, or whatever the stupid title was that he didn't even write. And all of a sudden now Steve Harvey's giving out all this advice. And I'm sitting here going, he is the most least credible person to be giving out relationship advice to anybody. He cheated on his ex-wife with the new wife he has now. And then apparently some people, I've even heard that the wife that he had before that or whatever, he cheated on that person too. I mean, just a mess, right? There's another woman that I know on Instagram. She always telling women how to get a man, find a man, and she ain't got no man. And it baffles me. Now she got lingerie that she's selling to the women, and I ain't gonna call her name, but I follow her because she's good looking. I'll be honest, I do follow her because she's sexy. So I do follow the lady. I do follow her. I'm just saying. I'm totally honest and transparent. Because it is what it is. I follow the lady simply because she is hot. But she got lingerie. She offering to women, and she's showing up every now and then in her lingerie. And I sit there and I look. I'm like, all right, I see but I know what angle she coming from. Plus, there's another lady that I follow on Facebook. Now I follow this lady on Facebook. I don't understand her either, because this is what she does. When she couldn't find no man and she didn't have no man, she was talking all this crazy talk on Facebook. And then every time she would find a man or she start dating somebody, she start talking down to the other women like, y'all can't find no man and da 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 da. I mean, she just talked down. And I think now she's on her second marriage or maybe her third, but I can't remember. But she's as crazy can be, and she got a million scriptures, and she want everybody to, follow behind her and follow and listen to what she said. And I'm like, you guys are the least people that anybody should be listening to when it comes to giving relationship advice. And I'll tell you the truth. I think if this man looked like buckwheat, I don't think any of these women would be following him. I really don't. And most of the people that followed him didn't even know he was married until this scandal broke out, from what I understand. Because, Tasha K, the big vlogger lady, was talking about it, and she actually went ham on this dude because she said that some people had come out to her in some times past and said that, that he had cheated with them as well, and they just got scared, which a lot of these vlogging people will do. They try to send you a cease and desist letter, and they try to do all sorts of things to shut you up so you won't tell your truth. And so a lot of those women get scared and then they back off. But apparently this isn't the first time that this situation has transpired. But if that dude looked like alfalfa, I don't think many people would be following him. So to tell you the truth, I think that the reason why a lot of people were following this dude is because some of you have the illusion. I hate to say it. Some women follow these dudes because you think you next in line. It's the same kind of affection that so many of these women have toward their pastors and their apostles and their bishops and so forth. You're trying to live vicariously through these people, and some of you women are waiting in line thinking that you're going to be next in line, and some of you are trying to get in line so that you can be pounced on. And I'm just saying it is what it is. It is what it is. And I just think, some of you just need to understand, stop going to these people on the internet thinking that you're going to get some sort of revelation about how to love somebody. You get a revelation on how to love somebody by loving that person and having conversation with that person and getting some communication, because every relationship is different. Not even all the relationships are the same. So you're not even, what works for one ain't even gonna work for another. So I don't understand. And at the same time, this dude is going through this mess right now. He's pumping this new book. He got a brand new book out and he's asking everybody to buy it. Now, I'll tell you what really got me last night when I was looking at this. He actually put out a video where he was talking in third person. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? This dude put out a video and he was speaking about himself in third person. Now, I don't know about you all, but to me, that is a clear sign that something is mentally wrong with you when you start talking. Like if I get on here right now and I start saying, well, Marcellus is a wonderful person. And if you follow Marcellus, he's great. And, Marcellus is, he drives a Prius, and Marcellus, he drinks a lot of water. And, Marcellus is working out all of the things. Now he's talking about himself like this in the video. And I'm sitting here thinking, are there birds chirping? I'm like, is there birds in the trees? Because I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Do people not understand that this is not a normal behavior for a person to be speaking in third person? Well, Marcellus is great. And I'm sitting here like, this dude is cuckoo. And but see, for those of you that are new to this channel, let me tell y'all something. I treat the world like an insane asylum. For some of you oldies but goodies who've been around for a while, y'all know what I'm about to say. I treat the world like an insane asylum, and that I work on the staff. And when you treat the world like an insane asylum and you work on the staff, you don't really get surprised by the crazy stuff that people do. So most of the time when people do crazy stuff, I just start laughing because I think that it's really funny, even though sometimes it's really not funny because sometimes it's really people are crazy. But there's only 3 types of people normally around in the world: fruits, flakes, and nuts. And you have to figure out what category most of these people fit in. Most people is flaky. They with you one day, they ain't with you the next day. Some people just as flaky as they can be. They say they're going to be here with you. They say they're going to support you. They say they're going to do that. They just as flaky as they know how to be. Then you got the fruits. Them is the people that's just, they're a little off, but they functional. You know what I'm saying? They're a little off, but they functional. They functionally off. You know what I'm saying? Some of them can quote scriptures. Sometimes they say things and it sound good, sound real good, but they're a little, you know what I'm saying? So they're a little fruity. You let that sit with you however you like. And the last one is, these are the people that are flat out nuts. These are the people that go around, pointing at monkeys and hollering, monkeys got pink toes, and they look into the camera and say all kind of weird stuff. And here's another thing. Some of y'all make me a little concerned about when you call in and you yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs. Like, why are you calling and screaming? We all on the phone and we all trying to hear what you're trying to say. You ain't got no business screaming. You hush up, Rashad, because I didn't mean it that way. So don't you dare. Rashad is crazy. He's a big supporter. Rashad, you a mess. No, you didn't. Rashad, you're a trip. But those are the three types of people you're gonna deal with. They're fruits, flakes, and nuts. Seriously. Now, here's the thing, and I'm gonna open up the phone lines while I'm talking to y'all. So the phone lines will be open here in a second. Give me a minute. I'm gonna open them up for y'all. When you deal with these types of people, you have to understand something. If you're not careful, these people will take you down a road that you did not mean to go down, and you will have to deal with some circumstances and some situations that you did not mean to deal with, and you just have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, very careful because these folks will take you there, and you just have to know that. So treat the world like an insane asylum. So when people come off the wall and they do crazy stuff to you, it won't alarm you. That's why I never get alarmed by this stuff. I just start laughing. I be busting up. Y'all saw me crack up today. I'm serious. I be cracking up. This is like my normal real life. This is what I do. I just be laughing my head off. So it is what it is. Especially narcissists. Who said that? I just saw that in the comments. Somebody says their cousin is a narcissist. Yeah. And especially when it comes to narcissists. Because narcissists never want to admit when they've done something wrong. They will never take ownership of anything that they do wrong. Ever, 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 ever. Ever, ever, ever. Fruits, flakes, and nuts. I really believe that. Fruits, flakes, and nuts. All right, you guys. The phone lines are open. 609-663-1539. But this is Derrick Jaxn. But the thing about it that killed me was John Gray coming out here, being petty and coming after the man because the man, made a video and talked about his situation. Well, John Gray, your whole situation was stupid. Your whole situation was dumb. Your whole response to your situation was dumb. And you can't get mad at the man for commenting. And what's wrong when people that bring some sort of commentary to other people's stuff? And like I was telling you guys earlier, I'm always amazed. Nobody has a problem with other people who speak. But the moment that I start talking about stuff, people get mad. Like, they get angry. Like, what you mad at me? Because I have an opinion and I have something to say, or I want to talk about something. I'm like, you crazy. People is crazy. So my thoughts are, look, learn how to deal with everybody. Learn how to process it with everybody and not be such a, Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs kind of person. And I think you're correct. I think J Nation, I think you 100% correct, because the whole idea, this is all damage control. If you look at what's been going on over the last couple of days, J Nation is straight up damage control. These people, he is straight up doing damage control, holding on to his wife's hand. And she looked like old Stepford wives. Like she just walked in there, time to make the donuts. That's the look she had. Time to make the donuts. And she looking at him. I'm like, this lady, something ain't right. I think they do too, Roxanne. And I'm sorry. I'm going to keep laughing at them because they stupid. And you ain't going to do nothing. Thank you so much, Charmaine. I appreciate that. Thank you. Man, this comment thing going so fast, I can't even get to you. Thank you, Charmaine. I appreciate it. Thank you. I just saw somebody else's. What? I don't know about that, James. I try to stay humble, man. I ain't doing nothing. I got a little old YouTube channel and a little old Facebook page that I just be talking. You know what I'm saying? These people, I don't know what it is. They just can't stand when I say something. They be killing me. You think so, Willie? Willie, you could be on to something. Now, Willie could be on to something. Because the way I looked at that whole situation, Willie, I was like, something ain't right here. Something is not right here. Something is not right. But that's a good point. Yeah, and Michelle, I think you're right. When you go to that girl's Instagram account, you could tell her elevator don't go to the top floor neither. I don't care what she say. And if I'm gonna be real honest, if I can be real honest, and y'all don't throw stones at me. When I looked at this young lady, when she's all made up and she's got on her outfit, she's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. I'm just saying, she's a beautiful woman. But I guess in her normal life, she normally, she's not all made up, and she's not, she doesn't dress, a certain kind of way. And I kind of felt like looking at her and looking at her Instagram account and reading some of her comments, I think she suffers from low self-esteem. Something about her self-esteem just doesn't seem right. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. I know grown men who prey on women like this. I know preachers who look for wives like this, and these little mealy mouth first ladies who know that their husbands is cheating, but they won't say anything just so for the sake of being the first lady, so they can wear them Chiquita banana hats and and be sitting on the first row with their little lap scarf on, doing their little cute pat. Oh, praise the Lord, and so they just let their husband, get away with anything. And I kind of look like she just seems to be letting this dude get away with this stuff, because I think she suffers from low self-esteem. And Mina, I think you're right. But when she put on her outfits, and her heels and her makeup, baby got back. I'm just saying. Now that lady got some on her. You hear me? Shondo. That's all I'm saying. When she puts on her makeup and she put on her outfit, that girl got back. I'm just saying. Sir Mix-a-Lot he would definitely put her in the video. That's all I'm saying. And I understand that there's some women out there who are looking for men who, some men are looking for women who won't hold them accountable. But see, first of all, a grown man, he'll hold himself accountable. He ain't got to have a woman to hold him accountable. You know what I'm saying? He'll do what he needs to do, and it's, because you don't want to be arguing, and you want to have peace in your home. So you hold yourself accountable. You ain't looking for no woman to hold you accountable. You hold your daggone self accountable. I'm just saying. But that lady got back. But the phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. 609-663-1539. You guys got time to sound off. Tell me what your thoughts are on this situation. The phone lines are open. I'm waiting for your call right now. We're going to take your calls, and then we're going to get out of here. What does Michelle say here? Let me see what Michelle said. Yes, I said that her self-esteem is extremely low. I think he was mentally abusive to her. If she's looking at him have sex with other women to mimic how they're pleasing him. Yeah, because she said some crazy stuff. Talking about she looked at the videos of him having sex with other women, and oh God, I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on. Are they in some kind of cult? Like, I kept trying to figure out what kind of denomination or what's their religious background, because they claim to be Christian, and he claimed to be Christian, but something ain't right. Or they going to one of them crazy churches where the people have a whole bunch of horns, and they just, yeah, that's what I said, Tony. She said that she watched the videos. If you go to her Instagram account, if she ain't shut it down yet, her Instagram account is very telling. I said, that girl crazy. She's nuts. And here's the funny thing. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, if it was me in this situation, if it was me, this is what I would have done. And I took this picture off of their Instagram. This is what I would have done. If I was Derrick, I would have posted this one picture that's from their wedding, and I would have put the caption underneath there, what God has joined together, let no man separate. And I would not have given any single response to nobody. That's the kind of stuff I do. I would have that would have been my response. I would have posted this picture, and I would have said, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. And I would have kept it pushing. If me and my wife had already came to an agreement and an understanding, but see what's gonna happen to this guy is because he's unwilling to be honest. A whole bunch of other women that he done fooled around with, these people are gonna come out of the woodworks and they're gonna come and get this guy. Because that other vlogger, she is determined to take him down. Y'all hear me? Because apparently they had some run-ins, and she is definitely going after that dude. I'm just saying. So it is what it is. Yours truly, I ain't lying, but see, you got to know how to handle these haters, and you got to know how to handle internet buzzards. I would have posted one picture and say what I had to say and kept it right on moving. I sure would have. I wouldn't have said nothing. I would not have said a single word. That would have been all I said and kept everything moving. Yeah, I heard that. Breezy Brown. Yeah, and to be honest with you, if a lot of women who quote a lot of scriptures, some of them, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing, but they've been together since high school, so he could teach his wife what he like. I mean, he could tell his wife what he like. It's kind of weird what these people do. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think it is too, James. I really do. I do, because he's claiming that the book was written while they were separated. Yeah, whatever. But the timeline, Tasha K came up with that timeline. Tasha K said they was not separated. He lied through his teeth. She actually showed you the Instagram post, the timeline, the whole deal. So something about that just don't seem right. Something about his timeline ain't right, because according to his Instagram and his wife's Instagram, the pictures up on that Instagram, it don't look like they were separated. He would need to explain that a little bit better. And I just don't believe that I don't believe that they are. Something ain't right here. Something is not right. What was that movie that black dude was on? What was it called? Where he had the big eyes and it was like a horror movie. It was written by Jason Peele. What was it called? I forget the name of that darn movie. But it kind of reminded me of that movie. It's like she was trapped, and couldn't move. You know what I mean? And her eyes were just sitting there looking all big. And it just looked weird to me. The whole thing looked weird to me. But it is what it is. It totally is what it is. I don't have nothing else to say about these crazy fools. Get Out. That's it. It looked like Get Out. Didn't it seem like Get Out to you guys? I'm just saying. Did it seem like Get Out to y'all? It seemed like, it just seemed weird. Like she was just in like a trance. Nah, yeah, Millie, that's it. The sunken place. That's good. The sunken place. That's good, Millie. I like that. That's totally it. The straight up sunken place. I told y'all I tickle myself. That is crazy. I know I'm late, but I remember Derrick Jaxn used to go in on John Gray regularly for his infidelities, and now here he is doing the very thing that he was accusing him of. Exactly. I totally agree. Crazy. What's up? Let me see your transcripts. All right, you guys. I don't know who's going on tonight. I think Daryl might be about to go on live. He says he has some more information concerning his ongoing situation with Larry Reed. So you guys, here's another thing. All the information you guys get, I get all my information from Daryl too. So I go to Daryl to get the information because Daryl's the one who's got all the info and got all the goods. And trust me, people is coming to Daryl every day giving him information. Now, whether you like Daryl or not, let me just tell you something. Daryl is putting out information. And if y'all listen good enough, I got an email inbox from somebody this morning that said something about another vlogger, and I'm just like, wow. I can't even believe the stuff that's going on. Y'all don't have to like Daryl, but I'm telling you right now, Daryl he putting out the information, and then some of y'all are having to come back and admit that the stuff that Daryl said is absolutely 100% correct. You may not like it, but Daryl be putting that information out. Daryl be doing that thing. Somebody said, wait a minute. She said, oh my God, Tasha Kid's obsessed with him. She's on a full mission. That's what she said. She said it out her own mouth. She said she's coming to get that brother. And she gonna take that brother down. That's what she said. All I can say is I admire a lot of these people because, and when I say I admire them for their work ethic, because a lot of people don't know it takes a lot of work to do YouTube. And it really does take a lot of work. People just think you just get up here and just be talking. They don't understand all of the stuff that's necessary behind the scenes that you have to do to grow a YouTube channel and to build a YouTube stuff. They just don't realize it's a lot of work. It ain't easy. And I've been able to do in a year's time what other vloggers take several years to do. We are well over 1 million views on this channel. We're well over 10,000 subscribers plus. And people is just like, they're like, well, where'd you come from? I've been doing this for almost 10, 12 years. Now I stopped and went away, but this ain't easy. I just want to let y'all know. Well, Daryl, it seems to be that way. But you are telling the truth. I'm serious because Daryl be putting out some information. I go to Daryl to get my information too. Oh, Lord. But it is what it is. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I don't have any calls in the queue. I don't see no calls in the queue. If you in the queue, you better let me know because I don't see nothing in here. Oh, Lord, I don't see nothing. I don't see no calls. All right, Jesus. All right. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do tomorrow is, let me see if I can put up the thumbnail here. Give me a second so I can put it up so y'all know what the show is going to be. Tomorrow is my normal show, even though we're going to go on early tomorrow, just so you know. We're going to go on at 3 o'clock tomorrow because Daryl is going to need some time, he said, for his program. And so I want to give Daryl enough time for his program tomorrow. And so we're going to go live tomorrow at 3 o'clock like we did today. My normal time is at 8 p.m. on Thursday. So if you're coming by this video, my normal time to go live is at 8 p.m. But tomorrow we're going to go live at 3. We're going to be reading your comments tomorrow. And I'm going to be responding to your comments. And we're going to go over these commenters' comments. And we're going to talk about their comments. But before I get out of here, I got a call. Caller ending in 7217. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. Oh, well, they went away. Okay, the caller went away. Okay, caller, you went away. Call back. Call back. You can call back when you're ready. All right, guys. So we're going to be reading your comments tomorrow. So y'all just be ready for that. Yeah, Charlene, I think you're right too. I don't see how in the world anybody listening to that dude. I don't understand. Maybe some women like abuse because that dude just abuses women. He just abuses women. He looks for, you know what he does? He looks for a chink in your armor. And then when he finds out something, because he's going to ask you enough questions to where he can make you look stupid or get to the point to make you look stupid, and then he going to get you. Caller ending in 2962. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
I would like to add first that your call-in number wasn't working.
Oh, okay. The caller
in the beginning.
I don't know what was wrong, but it's up there now, ladies and gentlemen. So it's ready for you.
Okay. But that's not only it though.
I got you. Let's go.
Okay. So real talk. Derrick Jaxn is mentally a young boy. And the reason why I say that is because you know how some men think they are just that fine. You know, they know they're fine. And what I see with him is the reason why I call him a boy is because of how I look at his wife. We clearly see that she could be controlled and mentally, emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody paid attention, the females he was cheating on was total opposite of her.
Right.
Total opposite. So what I think is going on is that he needed, like you said, she has low self-esteem. She might have had an upbringing where that was a part of her trait, and she's never been able to gain her self-confidence or self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when a woman has low self-esteem and low self-confidence, when she runs across a fine man, and that's her husband, 9 times out of 10, she won't go nowhere. Because to her, she feels like she will never get another man like that.
Well, that's why I said I think that she has low self-esteem, because that one lady that he was sleeping with, when I saw that one picture, y'all forgive me, but that one girl, I said that girl, I just believed that she knew how to slob a knob. I just really believe that. That one girl.
Well, yeah, okay, well, we keeping it 100. Yeah.
I'm just like.
Yes, like he needed a freak. He
Yeah.
needed a freak to offset the good girl.
Yeah. And the other thing was, they said that he keeps another condo, apparently, that his brother lives in as well, and he takes women, according to allegedly, to that condo, and that's where he's pouncing on these other females, is in this condo. But then one of the girls said she had pictures of him actually at the house that the wife actually shares with him.
Yes, she gets picture, video.
Wow.
And has been putting it out.
Wow. And I just see that lady has low self-esteem. She got low self-esteem. That's really what I saw.
Yeah, but oh my God. And we need a village for real. Because if she has some real women around her that will build her up, a village, she would have left him. She wouldn't have been on there with no bonnet, her glasses sideways, looking dowdy, talking about we gonna work through this.
I was ready for her to be like.
She would have left.
I was waiting for her to go, Marcia.
Okay, you know what? All right, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Let me get to the next caller.
I'm going.
Caller ending in 5146. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Oh, wait a minute. You're going in and out, caller.
Well,
Go ahead.
Okay, looks like we're all set. How you doing?
I'm fine, caller. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is this a little bit better?
Yes, I hear you good now. Now, if you're hearing an echo or some feedback from me, understand that it's on your end, not on my end. I can hear you well, so just keep talking.
Okay, no problem. What I would like to add to the conversation, I believe that Derrick Jaxn is a narcissist.
And what makes
and
you, what
I
makes
believe
you feel
that
like
he has his wife. Well, because he's essentially manipulated his wife. He's manipulated other people into thinking that he lives this lifestyle that he doesn't live.
Right. Okay.
And the fact that he had his wife online, just like, I don't know if it was a bonnet or if it was a hat, but I just felt like she should have been a little bit more presentable.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the video, I just felt like,
pandemic or not.
Yeah, I felt like she was on her way to go make up some beds and put some laundry, not to come out to the whole world and make a whole video. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff you wear when you're in the house and ain't nobody gonna see you,
Right. It's like you don't drop off your kids with a bonnet on, you don't drop off news to the world with a bonnet on.
I'm just saying, it looked really weird. And I wouldn't even want my wife to be out there to the world looking like that. As a man, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have allowed that situation to go down. I wouldn't put my wife in a situation where she has to look like that. You understand what I'm saying? If you care and love somebody, you don't put your wife out there like that. I'm just saying.
Right, put yourself out there. You the one that cheated. She didn't get any pleasure from it.
Yeah. And apparently some of the women, well, anyway, yeah, there's a couple of things that they said about all of that too. So it's a whole, the whole thing is just disgusting to me. And then you say Jesus saved you, and you done gave your life to Christ. But you said you had gave your life to Christ before.
I mean, but take spirituality out of it. It's just having a correct moral compass.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think his moral compass,
it's just
his moral compass was hidden. I think it was hidden under that bonnet.
Oh, for sure. And I think the next gentleman that's going to be exposed is the other gentleman. I can't think of his name. Kevin.
Yeah, they talked about him in the
one that gives relationship advice.
Kevin Sanders.
Oh, yeah, he's about to be exposed. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and you're right. Well, I do appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for calling in and giving us your thoughts.
Oh, no problem.
All right, thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
Caller ending in 8550. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Hi, Marcellus. This is Stephanie Collins again. I feel like I'm dominating your show.
No, you're just becoming a regular. That's all.
Okay. Well, I hope that is okay with you. I enjoy your show a lot. And I wanted to point out something that I saw on some of the other blogs that have been covering this. She is dressed up in some of her Instagram pictures, and she looks really good.
She looks amazing.
She's wearing white. Yeah, in a lot of those pictures, she's wearing, how do I want to say this, quite a masculine look. And, I wear those kind of clothes too. And I would just say that most of the women that I know that wear those kind of clothes and enjoy that kind of look are not necessarily interested in men. And I just want to say, not to embarrass her or be scandalous with her, but it is a real problem in churches that preach against same-sex attraction, as the worst possible thing you could ever be on earth. A lot of people who are of that orientation get married and try to fake it until they make it and pray their way, pray it away and box it up and force it down. And it doesn't work.
Yeah, and a lot of preachers and first ladies do that. And the word on the street is there's a vlogger who has done that as well. I ain't gonna say no names. And when the more the information comes out about this particular vlogger, the more we're able to see that that it may be true. I got a whole big old now the calls are rolling in. I'm gonna give you one more second here. Would you like to say anything else before we move on to the next caller?
And, I don't want to say this is your view. This is the view of Stephanie Collins alone. But I don't think it's fair for the church to make you feel so bad about yourself that you put yourself in this kind of situation.
I think you're correct.
I don't think God wants you to be miserable, and I don't think God wants you to be in a miserable marriage.
I think
just because
correct.
You think that's what your church taught you.
I think you're correct.
I think a lot of people are suffering, and I don't think it's fair.
Absolutely. And that's why so many of them get married. Thank you so much for calling in, Stephanie. They get married to somebody, and the next thing you know, they're miserable or they're cheating and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Caller ending in 4073. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Yes, Marcellus. I just wanted to say, I think that guy's wrong. Because if you put it in context of who he says he is, he's basically saying that he's a relationship guru. And he has this controversy with his wife and everything. And that's how you present her on TV in front of everybody. On top of that, the people that listened to him didn't even know he was married.
Exactly.
What is that all about?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was married.
And then here's the other thing. That's right. And then that's just like, a lot of women says, why is he on TV with that bonnet, and even with you. My wife, if it's just me and my wife, and I've been married for 20 years, when I come home, if she has something on her head like that, she would take it off, go through her hair, because her king is home.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She just wouldn't get up on TV with that like that. You know, if you're going to do something, you go buy an outfit and say, babe, we're going to present this. We're going to work this hustle. That's just weird, like you say.
Yeah, well, see, that's another reason why I said I think that she has some mental deficiencies as well. I believe she was off in the corner somewhere, rocking back and forth, going zama, 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 before she came on that or video, because she looked a whole.
Well, you know what?
She looked a mess.
It also looks as if he is her handler, and he's mentally abusing her in all kinds of ways.
Yeah,
and that's it. Not allowing her to comb her hair, fix her hair, put on a nice outfit. That was all manipulation and control to keep her in her trance.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your thoughts. Just make sure you hit like on the video. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, caller. All right, we're going to move to the next caller. Caller ending in 6642. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Hello, thank you.
You're welcome.
For allowing me on air. Now, I've been over, I know many other people have been to her Instagram page. Now, we all know that this woman can clean up really nice.
Yes, she can.
Okay. So what I believe happened was Derrick was sitting around watching YouTube, and he saw all these other YouTubers dragging him. So he got scared and was like, oh my God, my brand, I'm going to start losing money. Oh my God. And I think his wife was upstairs. She was upstairs in bed. This woman was probably in bed. So he probably ran upstairs, grabbed this woman, forced her downstairs. This woman was probably in bed asleep. He probably woke her up out of her sleep, dragged her downstairs out of fear of losing money for his brand, and forced her to do this video.
Yeah, because I don't know. Okay. I don't know the financial dynamics of their relationship. I don't know if he's the sole breadwinner or he makes the majority of the money. But I can't see any black woman that I know that would have been okay with coming down and holding hands and doing that sort of, get out, I'm in a sunken place kind of video. It just looked really bad.
And the way he's holding her arm, hell, my arm was hurting just by watching that. I was like, oh, it was so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
Wow. So let me ask you this, caller. So do you think it's a verbal abuse, or do you think it's could be both verbal and physical?
I think it's more mental and verbal.
Okay. That's very interesting. Well, I thank you for calling in, caller. Thank you so much for adding your thoughts to the conversation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go on. We got calls holding 3994. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation? Y'all are making me think today.
Hey, Marcellus.
Hey.
Okay. So first of all, this is what I want to put out there. I think that when Derrick was growing up, he was really neglected from, or he was dejected from, or rejected from, quote unquote, beautiful women. So when he got older, he decided to build himself up. This young lady that he's married to, she stood by him. Now he's outgrown himself, and he thinks that he is the cream of the crop, so he went after other women. It's nothing to do with her, because that's her husband. She made a covenant. Right. It's not about how she looks.
Well, they've been with
each other. She decided that she wanted to stay with this man.
From what I researched and looked up and saw the photographs, they've been with each other since they were in high school. He played football. And I don't know about you guys, but for my school and back in the day, all the football players got laid quite often. They didn't have a problem getting laid. And I kind of feel like, and even on her video, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but since you brought it up, in some of her Instagram posts, she even admitted to the fact that they did not wait till they got married for them to have sex or whatever, right? So even her entering into the relationship with him per se, they didn't even enter into their relationship properly either. And she was a Christian and she knew better. So she probably was a person who really, wanted to be with this guy. And so she gave herself to him. And, I'm sure this isn't the first time. And I'm just saying allegedly, I'm just thinking, I don't think this is the first time that this guy's cheated on this girl. And I think that she's just become accustomed to it. And sometimes I've seen women who, when they're being taken care of by a man and they financially can't take care of themselves, they will suffer through a whole lot of things just to keep the financial stability and still be able to go to the mall and go shopping and do the things that they want to do. So they will just suffer through it.
Okay, so what about we just put all the materialistic things aside and think about, she did make a covenant with this man, and she did decide that she wanted to keep her family together for the sake of marriage and her kids.
Right. Well, and I mean, it's okay.
A lot of these women are here.
I mean, if that's the decision.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, what I was gonna say, if she wants to stay with this man and that's her decision, can't nobody make her do it until she, gets up the courage to say, okay, enough of this type of behavior. But for him to come out and say, oh no, he didn't sleep with any of these women, that's when my red flag was like, okay, come on, dude. At least admit to your wrongdoing. You think these women are gonna come out here with all these pictures and text messages and all this other stuff, and you ain't done nothing? Come on, man. Just don't do that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and I get that. Okay, so my thing is this. Okay, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Is he honestly going to just say, okay, I actually have a hand in the cookie jar, or he's going to try to clean it up? Not for his brand, but because of his own self-moral. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to admit that they did wrong. And she's going to stay with him because she wants to keep her unity of the family. Not only that, half of the women that are saying you should leave or whatever don't even have a man.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. You could be right there, caller. And I got a bunch of calls holding now, so I thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for your thoughts. I'm coming to you, callers.
Thank you.
Hang on, caller. I'm coming to you. Caller ending in 2973. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Hi, Marcellus. This is Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. I just want to. I'm going to keep this short.
Okay.
I just want to keep this short and sweet about my opinion about the young lady.
Okay.
I looked at a girl last night on her videos that looked wounded, defeated, hopeless, careless, and just broken. And what I want to say to her spirit is that whatever goes on in your life, always keep yourself looking cute. Keep it cute. Broken hearted, keep it cute. Because you walking around in that great big house and your husband got to come home looking at that. No wonder why he's cheating. And believe me, he done been with a whole lot of women she probably don't even know about.
Yeah.
So for her sake, she just needs to keep herself together no matter what. She could have called Shatima over to get her hair done and the whole nine. Keep it cute. Don't ever get on camera with no bonnet. I don't even wear a bonnet to bed. That's just crazy. But as far as he goes, he got that Ike Turner syndrome to me because he gets one shot where he has that side eye on her, and he looked like if you come out of character, I will whoop your ass.
Yeah, it was
straight up. That's how he looked at her.
It was a straight get out moment. It was a get out moment. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. So that's what I want to say. That's all. That's
well,
my
thank you, Keisha, for calling in. I appreciate you calling and liking the program. I appreciate it. Caller ending in 2120. You are live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
What's up, Marcellus?
What's up?
Okay.
this is what I have to say. Did you hear when he said that they've been off and on for 12 years? So that says a lot right there.
Right. That means he's been cheating for off and on for 12 years. Go ahead.
I really wasn't shocked to find out Derrick Jaxn was cheating, because I was like, yeah, he comes off as that manipulative type of person, even in his little videos that he makes, and he's just doing it for profit. So,
right.
I mean, were you surprised when you found out he was cheating? Or?
No, I wasn't, because first of all of these relationships, I'm a man. Let me just say this. I'm gonna keep it 100. There, and see, that's why God don't give certain people certain jobs and certain platforms and certain stuff. I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm coming out here giving relationship advice to women, the only reason why I be giving that relationship advice to you is because I want to get laid. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm not trying to help you find nobody and to find the one, because I'm gonna pretend like I'm the one. And see, most of these preachers realize this, and preachers and all these gurus and these people, they know that, because you look at people like Greg Davis, Marvin Sapp, and all of these people that be posting on Instagram talking about, oh, what it takes to get a man, and what you want to do, and how lonely they are, and all of this kind of crap. And they only do this because they know that there are gullible women out there who are going to be like, oh, he's so nice, and he said this about how he treats a woman and how a woman should be treated. And then they're going to start looking at you like that, and they're going to be like, well, man, I should go after him. And so that's what they do. Because most of these people, they don't care nothing about your wife. If they like you and they want you, they're going to go after you. And it is what it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it 100. It's just the truth.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I wasn't surprised about it. You could kind of tell she was forced to do it. But like, and just like the other caller said, Derrick Jaxn knows that he looks good. And that's another thing about it. So.
Yeah,
that's sad that people use their looks. So let me go on so you can get another caller.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I appreciate it. Caller ending in 2072. You're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. I can hear you excellent.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm not going to respond to the couple. I did see the same thing where she looks like she's been beaten down mentally, and I'm hoping that someone in her family or in her group can help her pull her way up out of this. Unfortunately, when women are being down in that manner, you can see them change. It goes from being a beautiful Black woman to being someone who looks haphazard. The only thing that we can do is just pray for her, and if we're to honor her marriage as best we can, pray for the marriage also, that the hearts will be changed. But I do want to comment on the carry-on situation.
I might have to sit up for this. Oh, Lord. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When I heard the interview with his mother, and then the interview with Mr. Franklin and his son, the red flag went up for me.
Okay.
I am speaking from the position of someone who was molested.
Okay.
For a long time. And I know just how long it takes for you to feel that space that is literally killed in you once you are put in that position.
Okay.
But if we were to go and focus in on his mother's interview, she did make a reference about contacting the police.
Yes, she did.
That she was hurt, that she knew that he was hurt in some kind of way.
Well, what she said, what she actually said was, She said she told her son, if something has happened to you or you feel like you have been hurt or something has been happened to you, we will get the law. I will call the law, or we'll get the law involved. And if you listen through the train of thought of all of this, Carry-On is alluding to stuff. He's making accusations. He's throwing stuff out there, but he's not really telling or saying anything concrete that anybody can substantially say, this is what happened to you. Even if you listen to his mother's interview, she don't even know what's wrong with Carry-On. The only thing she can say is we've been taking him to counseling since he was 15 years old. There hasn't been anything that, if you listen to the interview, she don't even know. She's just as confused as the rest of us. So, and this is why I don't understand how all of you all can get to the conclusion that he's been molested, because he said this stuff in the video. Because see, I know people like Carry-On. I know people who will say things and throw things out there and want you to be like, oh, that happened to you. And they want that attention. But my thing is this, dude, you're 30 something years old. If you got molested and you know that it's affecting you in your life as a grown man, you don't have to wait for your parents to even bring you to counseling or take you to counseling. At a 30 years old, you can go get counseling yourself.
Marcellus, when I decided to go and get counseling, I was 21 years old.
Okay, I got you.
And I would continue to go into counseling on and off until I found a counselor that was also molested, who knew where I was coming from.
Okay.
From the hurt that I had experienced as a child.
Okay.
So it not only affected me in my younger years, because I had hid it for so long.
Gotcha.
There was a shame that goes with it.
Right.
There was fear that goes with it. I was told that if I told that story,
right,
that my family would be harmed.
Right. Now, caller, because I have so many calls.
So I lived.
Hold on. Before I have so many calls, hold on. I'm going to give you a full minute to get out your thought. But I want to tell you this. I'm not minimizing your situation. Yes. And I'm not minimizing any victim situation. No. I want you to know that from me to you, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want you to think that my comments are to minimize your situation, because I would never do that. I just want you to know that I'm very sensitive to what you're saying to me. Trust me, I understand what you're talking about. I'm going to give you a full minute. Tell me your thought, and then I'm going to get to the rest of the callers, because I got 3 calls holding.
Well, it took me 40 years to be able to talk about it to the public.
Wow.
Without crying, without feeling bad.
Well, can you
do me
a favor, caller?
Certainly.
Can you do me a favor? There's Roxanne who is in the chat. Are you in the chat on Facebook or YouTube? I want you to reach out to Roxanne for me, because Roxanne has a whole channel where she talks about these stories. And we talk to individuals who have these types of stories. And I would love to, because it sounds like you're very articulate and you could really speak well to this situation. I would really appreciate it if you would reach out to Roxanne and maybe let her interview you and talk about your story, if you would feel comfortable with doing that. And her email address is going to be in the chat. But I really, really want you to reach out to Roxanne, because you speak very well, and I think you could probably articulate your situation very well. Not to cut you off, but go ahead. I'm sorry, I did cut you off. You got 30 more seconds. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I just want to say to the church body, if we do not pray, the devil wins.
Right.
If we do not pray, the devil wins. We all know something that is going on within that family. If it is bad as he has alluded to, or if it's as whimsical as you have alluded to, we still need to pray.
Absolutely.
For this family and for all of us.
All right. And I definitely agree with you.
And here's my last statement.
Go ahead.
My last statement is this. There's going to be a lot of people who's going to find themselves in hell because of somebody else's foolishness.
All right.
Not necessarily for what they've done, but they decided to follow someone who's foolish.
Yeah, and I think that goes,
and it's time to stop.
I think that goes for the whole church as well. Thank you so much for calling in, caller. I appreciate that. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I got calls holding. Caller ending in 6455. You're live in the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Hi, Marcellus. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. First of all, I want to tell you that I looked at your first video that you did regarding Carrie Ann Franklin.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to really get into that because I don't want to talk about it. But I was crying, laughing. So thank you so much for the laughter.
You're very welcome.
You was mad and hell, it was hot.
Yes.
So was I about the whole situation.
Yes, and
I cried.
I'm still annoyed with him. I'm still annoyed with him. I have to be honest with you because he doesn't come out here with all this bull jive, putting all of this stuff out here on his father, and then gonna turn around and then what really kills me is that one minute he talk crazy and then the next minute he try to say, oh, well, please don't say nothing bad about my father. Fool, you done it for the whole world. What are you talking about for people not to say nothing bad about your father? It just makes me want to go slap him, and so, go ahead, caller. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I totally agree. And the last thing I want to say about it is I agree with you. The last caller, my heart goes out to the last caller. I just have one thing to say about that. I just don't want her to interject what happened to her onto what may or may not have happened in the Franklin family. I, for one, I can't sit up here and tell you I know the truth, but I just don't believe Carrie Ann at this point.
I don't.
I do
not either.
Would have to come out for me.
I don't believe him either.
I just don't believe.
And I think
one last thing I got to say,
ahead.
I'm gonna let you go.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna let you go catch the other calls. The lady that made the comment about this Derrick guy, because I don't even know who he is, you're making him famous tonight when you put him up. I have never heard of him in my life. And by saying the lady, his wife needs to keep it cute. That may be why he cheated. Now, I agree with everybody that's saying that she looked a little homely. Let's just keep it real on the video. And perhaps she could have did a little better than that if other things weren't going on. We don't know. But it's just too many beautiful women in this world have been cheated on. And I just don't believe that has nothing to do with him and his low down, no good ways. If he a low down, no good hoe and a cheater, just let's call a spade and stop trying to say it got something to do with the way that woman looks. Right. Beyonce been cheated on. Halle Berry been cheated on. There's some drop dead gorgeous women that stay gorgeous. Right. They could be ugly if they try.
Right.
And their husbands have cheated
and
on.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you as a man, when I had these conversations with my friends, I tell my friends all the time, if a man has not made a covenant with you in his heart before you ever stand before the preacher or get a piece of paper, doing all of that stuff does not make a person faithful. What makes a person faithful is that person making a covenant in their heart with you before they go down the aisle, before they ask your father, can they have your hand in marriage, or your family members, or whatever they do and however they go about doing it. If he hasn't made a commitment to you in his heart, he is never going to be faithful to you no matter what. You already beat. You beat. Period, point blank.
Amen.
Thank you for Amen. Thank you for calling in, caller. I appreciate it. Caller ending in 8232. I'm sorry, 8832. I told you I took off my glasses. Caller, you're live on the Mad Church Disease podcast. What would you like to add?
Which one?
That would be you. 8832. That would be
you.
Hello.
Hey. Well, nice to meet you, Marcellus. I just had a pretty big input on just a lot stirring in my mind with looking at all these streams about Derrick.
All right. Well, you're going to be my last caller. Let me make this announcement before you get into your statement. Okay. You are the last caller. So after this caller, everybody, we are out of here. So caller, you can give me all of your thoughts, and then we will end the show after you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I really believe that his wife has toxic faith. It's just really sad to see that she puts her faith in God and she speaks highly strongly about what God has done for her marriage. But then at the same time, I believe whenever Mr. Jackson speaks into her life, that she's willing to just accept anything that he has to say. She looks very much up to him, everything that he does, always looking in his face for confirmation. She would turn her head towards him. He grabs her hand. I believe he squeezes her hand. He gives her a certain look. Okay, I'm going upstairs. Now, what are you saying? And it's like she has this, it's like as if we can't see as a people that she's unhappy. Like she put on this facade that she has God and she has all this faith, but then at the same time, we can see the beat downness of what her husband has actually done over the years and has really made her really feel quite unhappy.
Yeah, let me say this, caller. Let me
like
say
on the
this,
videos
caller.
where she'll just...
Yeah, I got that. Let me say this, caller. When a woman looks into a camera and tells you that her husband cheated, he's got to lie in the bed that he made it for himself, and only God can fix him. That is a woman who has felt like or feels like she has exhausted all of her options, and at this point she has given up. So like the other caller had called in before, she looked dejected, she looked rejected, she looked like she had just given up. And that will be to my statements to you. She just looked like she gave up.
She does, because, you know, you just can see it in her eyes, but she gives all the praise to God, but she's not putting all her hope in God. She's putting her hope in two kings. First her husband, then her Lord, then her husband, then her Lord. When he steps out on her, then, hey, you know, I believe in God. He's going to work this thing out. Nothing bad turns to good. God turns everything to good. And then when he's sitting by her side, it's, oh, God did it. God did it. You know, it's like throwing God in it when it's in her favor. But it's not that I don't believe she leans on him, but she also leans on her husband to also save her as well.
Right. And that's what I said about the part of maybe he's the sole breadwinner or he's the one who makes the majority of the money. And I kind of feel like maybe, you know, she just feels so dejected because she feels like if she goes out of that situation, then her life and lifestyle and the things that she's become accustomed to, she may not be able to have those things. And I think that maybe, you know, she has just resolved to just suffer herself on through. And then let's just keep in mind, there are children involved with this situation as well. And, you know, so there's a whole dynamic here.
But Derrick has gotten,
go ahead.
Derrick has gotten so big-headed. He's gotten so big-headed with all the manipulation that he's done to her. He tried to do that with his followers.
Yeah, I feel
it's like, come on, believe in me. He's so cocky.
Yeah, but I feel like he's trying to do that. He's trying to pull one over on his followers by simply telling them he didn't sleep with this woman. And then he came on video talking in third person. Well, you know, Derrick, he came out and he admitted. And I was sitting there thinking, this guy's speaking in third person. Like, do people not understand that it's not a normal behavior?
Taking no accountability.
Yeah, but do you understand psychologically, the psychiatrist will tell you that people who speak in third person typically have something mentally wrong with them? I'm just telling you. I mean, truthfully, I'm not even trying
to be,
but it's really true. Psychiatrists will tell you anybody who talks in third person, you better run. That dude did a whole video.
Yeah, but he thinks we're convinced. Buy my book. He goes from he has a book to I got 50% off. Come get the book for 50% off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I'm sorry. Y'all better watch out for that dude. That's all I got to say. Well, caller, I do appreciate you calling in.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. You enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate all of you guys calling in. Thank y'all all so much for calling into the Mad Church Disease podcast. Tomorrow, we're going to go on at 3:00, same time that we went on today. We're going to be reading your comments and sounding off. Y'all pray for me that I don't cuss the people out on the public live tomorrow, because I might do a private live where I let them have it. But you better be a member for that, because I'm going to read a whole bunch of comments. I'm going to try not to swear tomorrow for all the believers. If you don't like strong language, I'm just gonna tell you, be on high alert on tomorrow, because some people they might get it. But if you're okay with the strong language, get you a membership, and we're gonna do a private live coming up here soon where I deal with it with a little bit stronger. Praise God. Y'all pray for me, because the Lord still working on me. So make sure that y'all hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. Hit like as well as follow if you're on Facebook. You guys who's going on tonight? Is anybody going on? Is Daryl? Let me see your transcript. Somebody put yourself on in the chat and let me know if you're going on, and put your link in at the bottom so people will know how to get to you, because maybe a member of the A team might be going on live here. I'm waiting because I know there's a delay. So y'all put it in the chat if you are going on live, because I don't know who's doing what. So Daryl's about to go live. So go over to the Cigar Vloggers channel. Excuse me. And I'm going to go downstairs and eat me some leftover spaghetti that I made yesterday. That was the bomb. That cornbread was so good yesterday. I ate that cornbread spaghetti. It was so delicious. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Please reach out to us. Support the channel with Cash App. I would really appreciate it. If you can support with $12, that would be very beneficial. I got a lot of stuff to buy and do with. So, hey, April, I appreciate you. Love you much, April. So I will see you guys on tomorrow's podcast. Please make sure you go over to Daryl Moore's channel now. He's about to go live, and that way you guys can listen at Daryl's program. All right, guys, catch you on tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Mad Church Disease Podcast. Visit us online or on our Facebook page at Mad Church Disease.